In 1978 in Pakistan, I met a young man who would become the king of what was once a sovereign nation, the Kingdom of Balochistan. In maps dating from the 1800s, Balochistan is located between the Persian, Afghan, and Indian empires. Today, the Baloch homeland spreads across the borders of one of the hottest zones in the world, Pakistan, Iran, and Afghanistan. In 1948, the Baloch were forced into a federation with the British-created state of Pakistan. Since then, the Baloch have fought 5 insurgencies in an effort to win their rights promised them in agreements made with the British and with the government of Pakistan. In August 2006, my friend Khan Suleiman Ahmedzai invited my friends and me to visit Balochistan. For 5 days, we traveled with him to the cities of Quetta, Kalat, and Bud, where we met his family, tribal chiefs, political leaders, and teachers.
We got our independence on 11th August 1947. Pakistan got independence 14th August 1947. We are signatories to an agreement which has been brokered for the past 60 years, and we are getting a thrashing after every 12 years. We had made all the agreements with the British. So how did the British hand over everything to the government of Pakistan? They should have handed it over to us. That was which was agreed on. So there is where they made the first, like you say.
Thank you, Pinky.
Thank you, man.
This land we are sitting on, it's one of the richest land on earth where you are sitting today. We have a lot of things under this land. We have water. Our water in Arabian Sea is very important for the Western world, especially, I must say, because the oil of Central Asia is also coming from here, and it's just right in the mouth of Arabian Ocean.
We have the 5th biggest gold reserve in the world. We have copper, we have zinc, we have lead, we have gas, we have oil. We have a coast of 750 kilometers. We're just sitting on the mouth of Strait of Hormuz, about 400 kilometers from the Strait of Hormuz. And we have a gateway to this as a big mineral wealth which can be exploited through water.
Kalat is the center of Balochistan. It is the main center in Balochistan.
And that is the road.
That was the road going to Quetta and then to Chaman, Afghanistan. And in this side, main city of Kalat.
This is the end season because it's November. We have 4 seasons. And this is a very cold place. Where you are standing, this is 6,800 feet.
6,800 feet?
Yes, this is 6,800 feet. I want to say the Western world, don't help the Pakistani government, because what aid the World Bank, IMF and the Americans are giving to the Pakistanis, they are using it on Baluchis and on the Pashtuns. We are poor people, we have a lot of affiliation for you all. So because of your money is coming and you are giving them helicopters for anti-terrorist movement, and they are using all helicopters. There is a very famous American helicopter by name of Hugh Bell. They were using it in Vietnam. They are using all those helicopters over here against us. So please, when you stop your hand, the Pakistani aggression is going to stop. They can't do anything.
Amir Miro. He united all the Baloch peoples of Makran, Haran, Shaghay, Sarawan, Jalawan and Lasbela and formed the kingdom of Baloch nation.
Since 1410, 35 Khans or kings have ruled in Balochistan. Some historians believe the Baloch are native to the area. Others believe they migrated from the region of Aleppo, Syria, centuries ago. Historian Aga Nasir Ahmedzai writes that it was Amir Miro who first won recognition for the Baloch kingdom by promising to supply the son of legendary Tamerlane, the superpower of the time, with 10,000 sheep for his kitchen annually. By the time the British arrived in India, the Baloch had a long-established confederacy known as Kalat State. On the strength of the treaty signed with the British, Khan Mir Ahmed Yar Khan was able to negotiate independence for Balochistan when the British partitioned India in 1947. But Balochistan was independent for just 225 days before the Pakistani army surrounded Kalat Palace on April 1, 1948, arrested the Khan, and forced him to sign the instrument of accession.
My grandfather was part of it, and we've got all the letters which the Crown Representative or the Viceroy has written from 1933 to 1947. When we signed in 4th March 1947, there were 2 points which were agreed on, and one was left to be finalized in Karachi. So the 2 points were that, number one, the government of Pakistan sees Kalat as an independent state. The second point was they will finalize the status of the leased areas. So these are the leased areas which we had leased to the British. And then the third subject was that there were 3 things which were given to the Federation, which was currency, defense and foreign affairs, in which they will also be part of policy making.
Often people blame Khan, the royal family, that they had put their hands together with Pakistan, given our freedom for their own wealth or pride or whatever. But that is wrong.
He wanted the Muslims to be free from the colonial powers of British and other like Russia coming into power, being the superpower. So he trusted Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah as his lawyer and legal advisor, but he turned his back at him as a king.
Many gained and many lost. So we are one of the losers after the Second World War. What was the reason behind it? I think it was because the royal families of Kalat and Afghanistan merged, and they were related to each other. So I think the British must have thought that if we leave it the way it is, if these 2 guys join hands, so the Russians will be in the warm water.
This fellow was the governor of Makran at that time, Prince Abdul Karim.
Following the forced annexation of Balochistan, Prince Karim, brother of the Khan, led the first of 5 insurgencies against the government of Pakistan. The second insurgency began in 1958 when the Khan of Kalat was again arrested and 3 of his supporters shot dead by the Pakistani military. In July 1960, the military hung Nawab Naroz Khan's sons, and Naroz Khan later died in prison. Their bodies are buried in this martyr's graveyard in Kalat city. In the 1960s and 70s, the Baloch fought their 3rd and 4th insurgencies. The fifth began in 2005 and was further fueled by the military assassination of Nawab Akbar Khan Bugti in August 2006 and Baloch Mari in 2007. Several groups are fighting this war. They include the Baloch Liberation Army, the Baloch Republican Army, and many others.
We think time is ripe, time has come, so that we may act in a very just manner, so that we may get our rights. We have been suppressed, oppressed for the last 59 years, and we have decided to go before the International Court of Justice in The Hague and submit our case before them. We will not go for any kind of compromise. We want total autonomy.
They are talking of the development of Balochistan, not of the Baloch nation. That is the point. They are developing Gwadar for the Chinese. They are not developing it for us. They are developing it for the Central Asia resources. The main thing is we get almost 2,000 millions in gas royalties every year. This is what is the royalty which the government of Balochistan should get. But they are not getting it for the past like 35 to 38 years. I'm talking of only gas. I'm not talking of the Sandak copper mines or gold mines. I'm not talking of the other, whatever minerals are being exploited here.
They will be exploited for their own ends, not for us.
So it seems like Balochistan has been in kind of a marriage with Pakistan for a while, and now it's time for divorce.
No, we are not asking for divorce yet, but we are asking for our rights, whatever were signed with us.
Sometime you come here in May, I'll take you in the mountains of my area, and you should see the real people, and I should make you see with your own eyes donkey, sheep and human all drinking from the same ditch of water. That I could show you. With your own eyes you should see it. And the ladies from 5 miles every day with their small children, their husbands, their fathers, they come from there and they take water. Half of their life is only gone in this, only to fetch a bucket of water in this modern world where people are going on Mars and beyond that, and we don't get a glass of water. And what else, madam, we should expect? Don't you think this is height of cruelty? The Pakistani government wants to sort of abolish us. They want to take out what wealth we have. In the end, we will become like Namibia. Everything will go and we will remain just like this.
See our history. Pakistan has never been ruled by the people of Pakistan. Directly, indirectly, they have been ruled by the establishment, civil and military bureaucracy. The people of Balochistan has seen the army operation in Balochistan 5 times. For that reason, we say that a real federation should be established. And a constitution which should be acceptable by consensus to all the federation units. So this way, you cannot, solve your political problems. And
now winter comes, we give them sweaters. Poor people who don't have coats,
We buy from there. Wood American coats, they come, which is given to them by the charities. We buy them 180, 90, 100 rupees for one coat. So you buy 100, 200, 300 coats, jumpers for the kids.
Yeah.
This is only here. If you go 3, 4 other places, they'll come 1,000 or so. He says we are Baloch, we are proud of everything, and you can ask me any question you want. Ask him. They want to have a picture. Link it, Tasveer. Sala bole na ki pakte yaar. Adam khurasi. Barak dani. Bye. Dadi Monaka. Look at him without his shoes and all.
We had many things happening over here, a lot of bombs, blasts, rockets, this and that. You see, Baloch Liberation Army is doing it. This much I must tell you, yes, it exists. And having a lot of support from the people as well now. Because they are fighting. And they are not tribal people. They are very, very educated people also, and they have doctors, they have lawyers, they have intellectuals, and they have engineers, they have barristers, they have students, they have feudal lords, they have poor people. All different kind of people are with them. It's a mixture of everything. They don't have a center because the enemy they are fighting with is a very strong enemy. At least 700,000 soldiers, tanks, atomic bomb, helicopters, a very modern navy, and the mind of a butcher. That's what I say the Pakistanis are having.
A royal asylum seeker from the Pakistani province of Balochistan is living in Cardiff while he attempts to argue the case for Balochistan's independence in the International Court of Justice. Khan Suleiman Daoud, who's the 35th Khan of Kalat, has been seeking asylum since July 2007. Yet in his native country, he owns palaces and employs hundreds of staff. Carl Roberts reports.
You might never have heard of Balochistan, but this man is determined to put it back on the political map. Back home, Khan Suleiman Daoud is royalty. He's got 3 palaces, armour-plated cars and hundreds of staff. Here he's living in a rented 3-bedroom house in Cardiff. For a short period after the British left India in the late 1940s, Balochistan was an independent nation bordering Afghanistan and Iran. It also shared a border with Pakistan, until Pakistan took it over in 1948. The Baloch people still bear a grudge against the British for not defending them against the Pakistani forces. These days, Balochistan, which is now in southwest Pakistan, is seen as a haven for the Taliban. President Obama this week said he was considering US drone attacks in the area to counteract Taliban insurgents near the capital, Quetta. Khan Suleiman says that the Baloch people have also come under attack from Pakistani authorities in an attempt to dampen down Baloch moves for self-determination and even independence in the area. But the Khan now lives in Cardiff, and he fled his homeland 2 years ago and vowed to tell the International Court of Justice in The Hague about what he sees as Pakistani atrocities against his people.
I am here because of my people and the thing which they have given to me to take to the International Court. And for that, I require to move freely. And I won't be a burden on your country because I've got my own. chose Cardiff because of the weather, and life is a bit easier than a cosmopolitan city like London. Life is too fast over there, and the main thing is because you've got mountains around you. So whenever I get bored and remember my country, I just go and take a stroll over there and a walk.
The Khan's asylum application has been rejected, but he's appealing the decision in the House of Lords on a point of law. In a statement, the UK Border Agency says that they would not remove anyone from the UK while there are any outstanding legal appeals or applications. So he's not going anywhere, certainly not home. Taliban forces are tolerated in Quetta, the capital of Balochistan, and the Khan says that young people feeling persecuted by Pakistan could turn to the Taliban. The Khan one day wants to return home, but he has a warning for his people's former ally, the UK government.
Your governments are acting in a very short-sighted way. They should think long-term. The only people who are secular in that region are the Baloch. And if you want to lose your last ally on the ground, that is your choice.
Well, we did ask the Pakistani High Commission for a statement, but thus far we've had no response.
On the history of Pakistan and Nawab and his last turning point. When was formed, Agha Abdul or Prince Abdul Karim went to the mountains. At that time, Nawab, as Dr. Mustafa also said, and his son Nawabzada Jamil Bukti also in his interview said that my father tried till before his death to convince the Pakistani establishment, and he has always till 2001 or 2002 always been part of the Pakistani establishment. Well, in 1948, Agha Abdul Karim Khan went to the mountains. He was shaking hands with Muhammad Ali Jinnah, founder of Pakistan, as an advisor. The second rebellion, when my grandfather was arrested, Nawab Nawroz Khan went to the mountains. Mir Ali Muhammad, Mengal, Mir Lawang Khan, and lot of others who went to the mountains. At that time, Nawab Saab was the Deputy Defense Minister of Pakistan. I remember because I know Nawab Saab since I was 6 years old. And the first time I recall was when he came to see my grandfather at his residence. I was sitting near my grandfather. So since then, till I think 5 days before he died, then it was the Nap era. This was the third rebellion, and he was the governor of Balochistan, and it was according to his, because he was the sitting governor, like today it is Nawab Maksi and Nawab Resani, who are the present chief ministers and governors, and there is still Baloch are being tortured and being taken to camps, in jails, missing. Even leaders are being picked up and being killed few days later. So then in the NAB era also there were a lot of people who went to the mountains practically, in which there is a Mari commander I know who was a very good friend and is a very good friend of mine, Mir Hazar Bijarani, Ramkani Bijarani. And of course many other friends like whom I knew personally, Mir Safar Khan, Agha Salman, and lots of other people who went, and lots of martyrs like Asadullah Mengal, who was the son of Sardar Ataullah Mengal, and scores of other people, Aslam Bijki and other, who, this is a continuity. It didn't start from Nawab Akbar Khan and it won't end at him. This is a continuation which has taken about 63 years and maybe take another 5 to 10 years. As Madem said, maybe we become an independent nation. The turning point of Nawab Akbar Khan's rebellion were two things, which he told me himself. One was the doctor Khalida, and the other was that his house was bombed. These were the two turning points of his rebellion. He wanted to avenge the death or, the rape of Dr. Khalida, and because he was an honorable man, and in Baloch tradition, a woman has a very high position as far as respect is concerned, and honor, because it's seen as an honorable being after God. And the next thing was, from here it started. He was negotiating still with Chaudhry Shujat and Mushahid Hussain. And it is on record, because when the other Baloch or whatever backed off from his call, so he said, I am only negotiating for the Bhuttis, not for the whole of Balochistan or the Baloch. And what went wrong over there shouldn't have got to that stage, but it went to that stage that they bombed his house. And before going to the mountain, and when he was in the mountain, I had the honor to speak to the old man, and I was always very respected whenever I went to this old man's place, and I've been there several times, and he's also been to my place. So I asked him, what made you go to the mountain? He said, I am an old man, I lived my life with honor and dignity. And the Punjabi army and the establishment bombed my house. So in other words, bombed my honor and dignity. And this is part of Baloch tradition to to safeguard their honor and dignity, for which I am going to give my life. And I know I will die anyhow. I am an old man of 82 years old. Anyhow I will die. But my death will bring an inspiration in the Baloch in the 21st century. Anyway, every human or every living thing has to die. But I want to die and inspire my people that an old man like me, when can die, then what about you young and others in between? So that is what he left, and that is why we are gathered over here. And since 1947 that we got occupied till date, I think this is the 5th, and it will be the last Baloch uprising. Now it is up to the Baloch whether they unite or they lose this chance of freedom from their hand. They have to get over their egos. They have to get over their championships. Baloch nation is the champion, not the leaders, because they are the ones who are sacrificing. The leaders are still sitting in their homes enjoying all the goodies, whatever there are. So, to leave your ego behind, and you have to get together to achieve this goal of independence, which will be achieved whether with or without them. Because the Baloch nation has made up their mind that whatever come may, they will achieve independence and freedom. And inshallah they will. And I ended with that.
जहाँ तक पाकिस्तान के साथ नेगोशिएशन का ताल्लुक है, तो हमने कहा है कि जब तक कोई तीसरी कुव्वत बीच में ना बैठे, क्योंकि हम लोगों के ऊपर हम एक ऑक्युपाइड लैंड है, हम लोगों का हैसियत कश्मीर के हैसियत में बहुत फ़र्क है। हमें ज़ोर ज़बरदस्ती जो है ऑक्युपाई किया गया, हमें हमारे पे कब्ज़ा किया गया, और उस कब्ज़े का भी यानी अगर आप ऑन द ग्राउंड सिचुएशन हालत देखें बलूचिस्तान में, तो हर एक 30 किला जो है बलूचिस्तान को कंट्रोल कर रही है। और अगर आप बाकी पाकिस्तान में कहीं चले जाएं, उधर आपको ये चीज़ नज़र नहीं आएगी। तो ये ख़ुद अपना मुंह बोलता सबूत है कि यानी हमें जो है पंजाबी ने जो है वो कॉलोनाइज़ किया हुआ है, और इंशाल्लाह हम इस कॉलोनाइजेशन से निकलेंगे।
Though Balochistan has been facing problems for decades, the situation took a turn for the worse in 2005. Pakistan forces are brutally suppressing the people of Balochistan, targeting the educated youth, political leaders and activists. Cases of enforced disappearances are common, and every day mutilated and bullet-riddled bodies of abducted Baloch people are found. Mir Suleiman Daud says the Baloch have no choice but to fight back.
और ये जो हमारे नौजवानों को उठा के और जो पढ़े लिखे हमारे नौजवान हैं, उनको उठा के उनको ले जाके उनको अजियत اذیت دینا اور پھر ان کی جو ہے لاشیں جو ہے ایک دشت یا بیابان میں پھینکنا، یہ تو کوئی جسے کہتے ہیں معذب معاشرے کے تو کوئی لوگ تو یہ کام نہیں کرتے ہیں. تو ہمارے پاس کیا چوائس ہے؟ ہمارے پاس کوئی چوائس نہیں ہے. ہم تو اپنے دفاع کے لیے جو کچھ بھی کریں اپنا دفاع کے لیے. ابھی تک ہم نے کسی کے زمین پہ تو ہم نے قبضہ نہ کیا ہے اور نہ ہمارا کوئی ارادہ ہے، مگر یہ ہے کہ اگر اسی طرح مسئلہ چلتا رہا تو میرے خیال میں پنجاب بھی اس سے جلے گا، ادھر بھی جو ہے یہ مسئلہ پہنچے گا. یہ صرف بلوچستان سے تک نہیں محدود رہے گا.
The rising Chinese presence in Balochistan, civil and military, is criticized by the Baloch people. The Khan of Kalat calls it a conspiracy of Punjabis, who have traditionally dominated the polity in Pakistan.
پھر پاکستان کا اور چائنا کے جو تعلقات ہیں، اگر آپ ڈیفنس کے حساب میں دیکھیں یا نیوکلیئر کے حساب میں دیکھیں یا اور بہت سے تجارت کے حساب میں دیکھیں تو وہ لوگ کافی ان کی ڈیولپمنٹ ہو رہی ہے. مگر جہاں تک بلوچستان سے کا تعلق ہے، ہم نہیں چاہیں گے کہ کوئی جو ہے ہمارے سرزمین پہ پنجابی کے مدد سے آئے.
The Baloch leader is confident that Balochistan has enough resources and manpower to survive as an independent nation.
جب آپ کا ایسٹ ٹیمور سروائیو کر سکتا ہے، ساؤتھ ٹو سوڈان سروائیو کر سکتا ہے، بحرین اور قطر اور کویت اور یو اے ای سروائیو کر سکتا ہے، عمان سروائیو کر سکتا ہے، بلوچستان کیوں نہیں سروائیو کر سکتا؟
The Khan of Kalat is part of the Baloch national movement, which has gained momentum in recent years.
میں وہ آپریشنز کر رہا ہے، سندھ اور کراچی اور ان علاقوں میں سارے وہ آپریشنز کر رہا ہے، NWFP کے فاٹا ریجن میں سارے وہ آپریشن کر رہے، تو پنجاب رہ گیا نا پاکستان. اور تو ادھر تو ہر جگہ جو ہے زور شمشیر جو ہے. اب اگر آپ فاٹا کے ایریا میں دیکھیں، ان کے پچھلے 20 25 30 سالوں میں انہوں نے کوئی 900 ان کے جو قبائلی لوگ تھے ان کو مار کے ادھر جو ہے ان کے سر پہ یہ ایکسٹریمسٹ اور فنڈامنٹلسٹ کو تھوپ دیے. اور وہ جو فاٹا کے لوگ تھے وہ تو سارے جو ہے اپنے علاقے سے جو ہے دوسرے جگہوں میں مہاجر ہیں، تقریباً 2 ملین 3 ملین سے زیادہ لوگ ہیں. وہ تو اپنے گھر سے ہی اپنے گھر میں ہی مہاجر بیٹھے ہوئے. کیس دیکھیں، اگر کل اینڈ ڈمپ پالیسی دیکھیں، مسنگ پرسنز کا دیکھیں، لوگوں کو گھر جلانا، لوگوں کے عورتوں بچوں اور بوڑھوں کو جو ہے قتل کرنا، تو یہ ایک قسم کا کیا ہے، یہ ایک فرسٹریشن ہے اسٹیٹ کا، کیونکہ وہ اس کو پتہ ہے کہ یہ میرے ہاتھ سے نکل رہا ہے اور نکل گیا ہے. ٹھیک ہے، یہ جسٹ اے میٹر آف ٹائم. صرف تھوڑی بہت سپورٹ کی ضرورت ہے. اور جو میرے خیال میں آج کے دنیا، پورے دنیا، چاہے ویسٹرن ورلڈ ہوئے، چاہے انڈیا ایز اس کے ایک بہت بڑا طاقتور ہمسایہ ہو، چاہے افغانستان ہو، हमारे ऊपर तो टेररिज्म तो हम उसका सह रहे हैं, मगर आज तो वो पूरे दुनिया के ऊपर एक किस्म का उसके स्टेबिलिटी को खतरा है पाकिस्तान जैसे मुल्क के, क्योंकि वो तो ऑलमोस्ट एक किस्म का यानी ब्रीडिंग ग्राउंड बन गया है आपका टेररिस्ट के लिए। और आसान हो गया, जितना जल्दी चाइना आएगा उतना और हमारा ये मसला और उजागर होएगा, क्योंकि चाइना जो है वो एक ऑक्यूपाइड लैंड में आ रहा है। अगर उसका आप ऑक्यूपाइड लैंड का अगर आप हिसाब देखो तो अगर आप उधर ऊपर से कश्मीर से लेके या सिंकियांग में उसको प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, उसके बाद जो है कश्मीर एक डिस्प्यूटेड टेरिटरी है अभी तक, उसके बाद जो है अफगानिस्तान का डिस्प्यूटेड टेरिटरी है, उसके बाद हम है ना, तो हमारे लिए तो कोई ये नया मसला नहीं है।
The reason for China's reaction is, one is the CPEC, which is the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, and basically exploit the resources of the Baloch in the region. And also they see India as an economic threat also. And as regional partnerships or friends are changing and sides are developing, so in that context too, China reacted a little bit more than it should have, because they've got problems in the South China Sea, they've got problems in Tibet, they've got problems in the Turkestan area or the Xinjiang region. And of course, the reason for this road or whatever you call it is also to exploit basically the resources of Baloch as they've exploited in the past. But I think as far as the Baloch are concerned, they've already voiced their concern, and they will do whatever they can to stop it. Basically, as far as the present, I can put it in the present context, that when they murdered or the president of the Lawyers Association of Balochistan, Lashkar-e-Jhangvi basically claimed to, what do you call it, do that suicide bombing in which a generation of our educated people from Balochistan, whether they were Baloch, Pashtun or settlers or Hazaras, they were murdered, and it is claimed that it was basically Lashkar-e-Jhangvi. If you go into the background of Lashkar-e-Jhangvi, their main bases are in the Punjab, and they've always been supported and harbored and nurtured and trained and financed by the state.
And same goes for JUD. As far as they are concerned, when there was an earthquake a few years back in Avaran, which almost displaced or whatever there was in that district was destroyed in that earthquake, and the only people who were allowed to go there were the JUD, and with of course army and government protection, and they went there as humanitarian organizations to go and give aid to the people, and that's what I think. Even in the case of when the lawyers was assassinated, it was basically, I think, the state was involved in it, because if you see the statements of the chief of the JUIF, Maulana Fazlur Rahman, and of course their president of Balochistan, Maulana Sherani, they were the first ones to sound the concern. And they are the ones from whose madrasas or religious schools most of the Taliban's study and are basically, what can I say, they come out from their madrasas, religious schools, and they sounded the concern. But nobody said anything about them. But when Mahmud Khan Achakzi said something on the floor of the house, he was declared agent of Ra. So as far as anyone is concerned, whether it's Baloch, Sindhi, Majir, or Pashtun, we are all agents except the Punjabis who've been washed by Zamzam. You understand? They've cleared everything, and all their sins have been cleared by taking a bath in the holy water. As far as Baloch is concerned, we've got nothing to do with it, because our situation is totally different than the rest of Pakistan. And then they divided our land into 4 administrative units, northern and southern Sindh, southern Punjab, and south of Dera Ismail Khan. These are all Baloch land. So they put our thickly populated Baloch areas in these other provinces. So this is as far as Pakistan and what they are trying to do is concerned.
पाकिस्तान से बड़ा न्यूक्लियर स्टेट अमेरिका था जो वियतनाम में शिकस्त खाया। पाकिस्तान से बहुत बड़ा न्यूक्लियर स्टेट रशिया था जो अफगानिस्तान में शिकस्त खाया। और अभी भी आप देखेंगे सीरिया और आपका ईरान और ये जो अभी एक चक्कर चल रहा है, बहुत बड़ा स्टेट है सऊदी, उसका क्या हाल होएगा यमन में, ये सब आ रहे हैं अभी आगे जो फिल्म जो आगे चल रही है। सीरिया, इराक में क्या होएगा, पाकिस्तान के खुद के साथ क्या होएगा, ये भी आपके लिए आ रहा है। अब जैसे आप जो बना है इट्स पंजाब इकोनॉमिक कॉरिडोर और चाइना पंजाब इत्तेफाक ब्रदर्स कॉरिडोर और पंजाबी कॉरिडोर, इट्स नॉट अ पाकिस्तान कॉरिडोर। वी डोंट एक्सेप्ट, वी डोंट वांट अनदर व्हाट डू यू कॉल इट, क्या कहते हैं, ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी, ठीक है ना। वी विल नेवर लेट चाइना, वी हैव गॉट नो इशू विद चाइना, बट द वे चाइना इज कमिंग वी विल हैव अ इशू and we will stop them, whatever we are. We will not let them usurp our resources, whether it's Pakistan nuclear or nuclear China. We don't care about both nuclear. We will defend our land. we will defend our resources, and we have friends that will help us defend ourselves.
खान साहब, आप डॉक्टर मालिक के साथ आपके कोई मुज़ाकरात लंदन में हुए तो कुछ शेयर करेंगे क्या आपने उनको कहा?
कभी मेरे किसी के साथ कोई मुज़ाकरात कभी नहीं हुआ। मैं मिला हूँ इनसे, मेरे स्टेटमेंट्स मौजूद हैं, डॉन को पढ़ लें आप, दूसरे अखबारों को जो मैंने स्टेटमेंट्स दिए। मैंने कभी मुज़ाकरात किसी से नहीं किए। हाँ, मैंने अपने बलोच से मिला, कल भी मिला था, आज भी मिलूँगा, मगर मैंने मुज़ाकरात किसी से नहीं किए। मुज़ाकरात का सिर्फ मैंने एक चीज़ कहा है, फ़ौज पाकिस्तान इंटरमीडिएटली इन बिटवीन कोई मुल्क जो एज गारंटर होएगा, तब जो है बात होएगा उनके साथ, ठीक है। मुज़ाकरात मैंने कभी किसी के साथ नहीं किया। और हर वक्त ये आप मैं अभी पाकिस्तान कहूँगा ना, पंजाबियों का एक ये वो है कि हर वक्त आके ये कहते हैं जी मुज़ाकरात, क्या मुज़ाकरात हमारे में?
कोई बात हुई मालिक साहब का?
किसी के साथ मेरी कोई मालिक को मैं मिला ही नहीं हूँ, बात भी मेरी कभी से नहीं। मैं दो अपने सरदारों से मिला, 3 सनाउल्लाह से मिला, उसके अलावा जो है नवाब शावानी से मिला, सरदार बंगुलजी से मिला। और इन तीनों को मैंने बड़ा क्लियरली कहा, मैंने कहा तुम लोग इस पोजीशन में भी नहीं हो कि मुज़ाकरात करो, तुम लोग खुद गुलाम के गुलाम हो। ये आज थ्रू आपके भी मैं कह रहा हूँ, गुलाम के गुलाम। पाकिस्तान एक गुलाम, पंजाब एक गुलाम, और ये उनके गुलाम। ना ये किसी सिचुएशन में है, और ना ये, हाँ, इनके खून से हाथ रंगे हैं बलूचों, और वो अपने टाइम में खुद बलूच उनसे अपना हिसाब लेगा। क्योंकि हम लोगों के ट्राइबल सोसाइटी में ये है कि हर कोई अपना हिसाब देता है अपने टाइम में। लोग बेघर हुए हैं, लोग बेइज्जत हुए हैं, लोगों को उनके घरों को जलाया गया है, और इन्हीं के दौर में हुआ है। हज़ारों लोग बेघर हुए हैं, हज़ारों लोगों के घर जलाए गए, हज़ारे मारे गए, चाहे बुढ़े औरतें और बच्चे मारे गए, लोग डिसअपेयर हुए हैं, उनके